Incredible UFO Encounter. August 27, 2015. A person was driving to their parents' house while it was still light out. As he approached the neighborhood and was about to turn onto their parents' street at the top of a small hill, something truly unusual caught his eye in the sky, which forced the individual to take out his phone and start recording the mysterious phenomena. Take a look. Four gigantic lights seemed to be slowly flying in the sky in a straight line. Each of them appeared roughly half the size of a full moon. The lights were floating silently in a southward direction towards the person's parents' house, passing slowly above the treetops. But as the lights drove down the hill, something interesting happens. The mysterious lights that were in a straight line initially began shifting from a linear shape into a somewhat triangular formation. It was at this point that truly inexplicable phenomena started occurring. According to the eyewitness, when the lights started forming the triangle shape, something started happening to his car and the sky. The person's car engine, which had a minor idling knock, suddenly revved up in volume to an extreme degree, which can be heard in this footage itself. What's even more bizarre is that the night sky itself seemed to transform, with every star becoming extremely visible while blinking and pulsing in red and blue colors across a purplish textured backdrop. The scene was so frightening that the witness admitted having a moment of sheer panic and uneasiness. Meanwhile, the four triangular lights continued their bizarre display, slowly merging together into one singular point, before shooting outward again in a repeating cycle, forming upside-down triangular patterns as they moved. During the merging phases, one central orb seems to emerge, followed by another tracing out the left side, then the right, leaving the last orb in the middle as the display repeats smoothly. As the lights eventually drifted too far away to properly observe, the footage also picks up what appears to be numerous silent aircraft with blinking lights swarming overhead. Almost looks like a series of events took place entirely unlike anything the eyewitness had ever experienced or could even begin to comprehend. From the unusual light formation, to the wildly malfunctioning car and distorted atmosphere, to the potential crowd of silent aircraft swarming the area, he was completely shocked. The video received lots of positive comments when it went online. So what do you think is happening here? Did the man, while driving to his parents' home, caught a glimpse of something truly mind-boggling? Or does it have more of a natural explanation to it? Let me know down in the comments below. Mystery over New Orleans. August 6, 2023, New Orleans, Louisiana. Now the incident in this footage is extremely interesting, and just before I show it to you, more amazing genuine UFO videos are on your way. So if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to Classified Sightings and turn on notifications to never miss out on our future videos. So, it was a bright, sunny afternoon in the city of New Orleans when a local resident taking their dog out for a walk encountered something highly bizarre and out of the ordinary. Take a look. At approximately 2:23 p.m., two incredibly bright objects suddenly appeared in the sky, shining vividly amid the clouds. One of these curious anomalies was visibly moving, swiftly darting from left to right before disappearing behind nearby buildings and trees. Stunned by this strange sight, the person immediately reached for his phone to capture the moment on camera. Fortunately, the second radiant object remained still, allowing him to start recording the truly unusual sight. Take a look. Despite New Orleans being under major flight paths, with planes frequently crossing the airspace, the intense brightness of this strange stationary light seemed remarkably out of place for a sunny summer day in Louisiana. It clearly stood apart from any typical air traffic. For roughly 3.5 minutes, the resident captured a strange sight on their camera as it remained fixed in the sky among the dark clouds. Surprisingly, this UFO was actually hovering in the sky for a whole 20 minutes before completely vanishing from the sight. Drawing from his extensive experience observing typical aircraft activity in the area, the witness was certain that these two mysterious aerial objects couldn't be any sort of conventional planes or helicopters he was familiar with. Usually, any incoming flights would quickly pass overhead within a minute or so on their approach to the nearby New Orleans airport. However, these intensely bright anomalies behaved in a way that defied all usual expectations and norms. While I was analyzing the footage, this UFO sighting simply could not be explained away as drones, weather balloons, or airborne debris. Now, there are a few reasons why I believe this way. First, let's say this was a drone with a mag light. Well, it's possible someone was flying drones with mag light until you realize that this would be illegal in that region because it was directly over a metropolitan area, in a highly trafficked aircraft area, and seemed to be above 400 feet, which is beyond FAA regulation for drones. Considering this factor, I don't think this could drone. Next, could they have been two weather balloons in the process of descending and landing, somehow appearing as exceptionally bright sources? Well, this scenario seemed doubtful as well, because the eyewitness reported that it's really uncommon for weather balloons to be in that area, especially a pair simultaneously. Thirdly, could these have merely been pieces of aerial metallic debris or trash, temporarily catching the sun's rays in a way that made them appear intensely illuminated, while backing slowly in some unknown direction? Well, this seems really unlikely because one of the objects appeared to move on its own, while the other remained stationary on camera for a whole 20-minute period. Regardless of the reasoning, the eyewitness firmly stated they'd been in New Orleans for many years, often noticing typical air traffic and light effects. However, they'd never seen anything like the remarkable brightness and strange movements of these two unknown objects in the city's sky before. So, did the local resident in New Orleans capture something phenomenal? Or was it all just a very coincidental incident, mistaken as a UFO? You decide. Swirling UFO. July 5th, 2023, East Hollywood, Los Angeles. While casually relaxing in their backyard, a resident in a local neighborhood in East Hollywood captured a puzzling footage of an unidentified flying object. It was just before 3 p.m. when the person casually looked up and locked onto something highly unusual navigating the afternoon sky. A faint, metallic-looking object appeared to be swirling in a counterclockwise corkscrew pattern high above. Thinking quickly, the resident pulled out their phone camera to try and record video evidence of this bizarre aerial incident. While difficult to discern with the naked eye, the object's movements became startlingly clear when viewed through the camera's zoom lens. Let's take a closer look at the footage. The resulting footage shows the object's shape subtly morphing, likely due to changes in how the sunlight reflects off its surface as it rotates and shifts orientation. At times, the object seems to almost disappear from view, before reappearing and continuing its mesmerizing corkscrew trajectory. Remarkably, a tree in the foreground of the shot helps provide critical context about the object's atmospheric altitude and scale of movement. As the swirling object passes behind the tree's branches, the consistent flow of its motions implies it was situated at a high altitude, not drifting among the lower air currents. Now this is interesting because such corkscrew flight patterns are highly unlikely for weather balloons or any other aerial objects. The controlled revolving precision suggests potential artificial propulsion and control over the object's path. Yet identifying it as a drone seems problematic as well. The morphing metallic appearance and lack of visible propellers and sound don't align with the characteristics of drones. What do you think this object is? Is it some sort of advanced military aircraft, undisclosed to the public, or something more unbelievable? Let me know in the comments below. Stood still. January 8, 2024, Alameda, California. Around sunset, residents of the Gold Coast area witnessed a highly unusual and unexplained phenomenon in the evening skies. Multiple people began noticing 5 mysterious glowing golden lights hovering motionlessly high above the city. The lights appeared to defy gravity, remaining completely stationary without any visible means of propulsion or exhaust trail. One local resident quickly grabbed their phone and began recording video footage of the bizarre sight. Take a look.
I have no idea.
In the footage, the 5 glowing objects can be clearly seen, showing no signs of descent or forward movement. At first, many people suggested that the lights were simply skydivers with flares. However, the person who recorded this video disagreed, as they clearly stated that the lights stayed in the sky for a very long time without moving, which doesn't fit with the skydiver theory. According to the individual, these mysterious lights remained in the sky hovering for over 1 hour, eventually disappearing one by one until they had all vanished from the evening sky over Alameda. Such an extraordinarily extended duration of holding exact positions while slowly blinking out of existence does not align with the capabilities or behavior of any skydiver using conventional flares or parachutes, which would quickly descend and extinguish. They usually come down pretty fast and vanish quickly. The eyewitness emphasized that regardless of whether parachutes were involved, the laws of gravity should have caused any skydivers to gradually drop at some point over that extended period. Yet the lights showed no signs of descent whatsoever for well over an hour, with no clear signs of propulsion systems and their static, hovering nature seemingly defying the fundamental forces of physics. The unusual golden lights captured over the Gold Coast that January evening left many viewers struggling for logical explanations. Were they potentially some sort of advanced drone utilizing specialized anti-gravity technology? Or could these lights have been something more extraordinarily inexplicable? You decide. The Black UFO. September 11, 2022, Cambridge, Massachusetts. At around 6:37 p.m., a local resident out on the street witnessed something highly bizarre and unexplained in the sky. Her attention was abruptly drawn by a mysterious black disc-shaped object flying silently above Cambridge. Without wasting any more time, the resident quickly began recording video footage to document the strange sight. And this is what she captured. Take a look.
No, it's just a... Oh, it is spiky. What?
In this video, a black disc-like craft can be seen tilting back and forth in an oscillating motion. Remarkably, despite exhibiting these erratic movements, the object made no sound whatsoever as it glided along. What's truly bizarre is that while the person's camera could not clearly reveal additional details, she later reported that upon closer observation with the naked eye, the mysterious UFO appeared to have some sort of spike or sharp edges around its surface.
No, it's just a... Oh, it is spiky. What?
The utterly silent nature of the disc, combined with its oscillating, rocking movements and unconventional shape, immediately ruled out it being a drone, helicopter, or any other basic human technology the resident was familiar with. Without more evidence or context, it is hard to come to any conclusion. However, just what kind of technology do you think this object could be? Something from Earth, or something truly otherworldly? I'll let you be the judge of that. Now recently, a crystal footage of a UFO has been going insanely viral on social media, and the entire footage is shown in this video here. Or you can click on this playlist to watch all our videos one by one. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notification to get notified every time I upload a new video.